Okay, welcome to English for Research Publication Purposes Videoconference. I'm Mariela de Lauro, Prof. Secretary. From now on, I will ask Marta Mena, Prof. Principal, just to give you the welcome message. Marta, please.
Buenas tardes, como dijo Mariela, soy la directora de Proforbin y me da mucho gusto darles la bienvenida a esta videoconferencia del curso de inglés para la publicación de trabajos de investigación. Como cada vez, les digo que me pongo a disposición de todos ustedes, tanto Mariela como yo, para resolver cualquier inconveniente, cualquier duda, cualquier consulta que quieran hacernos. Y decirles además que Proforbin tiene un set importante de cursos que son en general para la formación y el apoyo a la investigación. De modo que una vez que hayan concluido con éxito el curso este curso de inglés, tienen a disposición muchos otros cursos que pueden, en los que pueden inscribirse. Como el tiempo es muy corto en esta videoconferencia, voy a dejarlos con las profesoras para que puedan aprovecharlo totalmente. Me despido reincidiendo en lo que dije, a disposición de ustedes para cualquier consulta. Buena videoconferencia.
Gracias, Marta. Thank you so much. May I share my presentation?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, just a second. Here we are. Well, I'm very glad, very happy that you are all here. So now we have the opportunity to see each other after these 2 months. So just a second. There it goes. Okay. So we are going to talk a little bit, to review, to talk a little bit about section 1, what we have read, so the documents that you have read, section 2, learning about abstracts, and something about section 3, that are examples and common mistakes. So there you will have so different examples, and if you have doubts, please let's talk about them. Okay, well, thank you for coming, and I'm very glad to be here. So the journal, so let's speak a little bit about the journal. So before publishing your paper, so what should you do? What can you tell me in general? So when you are writing a paper, what do you think, what do you have in mind?
Select the journal.
Okay, but before selecting the journal, you are writing the paper. So why are you writing the paper? Which is the objective? So tell me something about your profession and what you do, if you have any experience, any international experience, national experience about publishing. Do you have any experience?
No, I'm not so much.
In general, did any of you publish internationally? Come on, don't be shy. No problem if you make mistakes in English. Don't worry. I'm not going to hear the English part. No? Nobody?
I didn't published any work in English yet.
Okay, right. Well, So before publishing your paper, what you should do is to see if you can provide a solution to a problem. If you are going to to write a paper that is challenging, that is interesting, that is novel, if it is within the scope of the journal, of the journal, okay? Because that's very important, to select a journal that matches with your interests, of course. Okay, which characteristics should your paper have to be published? So we said something about that. Any other? Should you submit your paper to many journals, just one? Come on, nobody can speak.
I think that it's better to select the I don't know, the proper journal and publishing in once, not.
Okay, only once. All right, all right. Good. So what can you find in the guide for authors? Why do you find and read the guide for authors? What is it for?
I can find the procedure and the rules.
The requirements of the journal you are targeting. Okay, very good. So pay a lot of attention to the guide for authors. Once you decided which journal you want to submit your paper, so the guide for authors of that journal will be very important, because there you have everything. So you have all, for example, you need to follow many details, to follow details about your format, also grammar rules, requirements of many different kinds, okay? And always, before submitting your paper, remember that you should be very strict with your job, okay? So then we are going to talk about it. So your paper, which is the general structure of the paper? What have we said?
The title, the names of authors, the keywords.
Yes, but the title is not the first thing that you will write.
No, it's in the end.
No, I mean, well, the general structure apart from the title. All right.
Introduction.
Yes.
Development or methodology.
No, is methods, no? The introduction. So is the IMRD structure. So the introduction, the methods, the results, and the discussion or conclusion. Do you remember?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So this will be the same structure for the abstract. So it's not only for the whole paper, okay? What should each part contain? Well, we have said, which order should you follow? So do you start by writing the introduction? What about Ignacio?
I think we should check our grammar, correct?
No,
After
but
finishing.
I am speaking about the order. So how do you write the paper? Of course, this is something that in general the authors say, but each person has its own way of writing. So which is your way of writing, for instance?
Mm. I start writing the introduction, and then in the order: introduction, methods, results, and then discussion.
Okay. So you don't follow what the papers say, that in general they say that you should start by the methods.
Methods.
And write the introduction at the end. So could be. And
Yes,
finally,
yes.
when you finished writing the IMRD structure thing,
Yes.
what do you write?
After writing that,
Yes.
the title. The title is the last thing I write.
Is the last thing, but before the title,
The abstract.
the abstract, okay, the abstract. That this is really when you present a paper in a congress, this is something that is not done in the real life, because the congress will ask for the abstracts, and probably
Yes.
you haven't finished so you don't know. You know what you are going to write about, but the paper is not completed, okay?
Yes.
But what you should do is to write first the whole paper and then the abstract.
Then the abstract.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, so when should you write it? So we said at the end. Then the title. Which characteristics should it have? So now we are speaking about the abstract.
Be short, not more of 200 words, 250 words.
Okay, 200, 250, okay. So it should be very concise. And be careful, don't copy from the paper and paste. So don't do that. So the abstract should be something in itself, okay? Why is it so important? What do you think?
I think it catches the reader. It attracts the reader for reading the paper.
Yes, right. So in general, when you are searching, you are not reading papers, you are reading abstracts, okay? And there is another reason why it is so important, because I mean the relationship with the journal. Why is it so important for you, not for the rest of the people, for you?
Mm.
What happens if the journal likes your paper, your abstract?
It's for my work to see. I mean, to be seen.
For your acceptance,
Acceptance.
So
Okay.
you are accepted or rejected depending on your abstract. So your
Yes.
abstract should be so although it is a little piece, it is so short, you should take a lot of time and work to do it perfect, okay? Because it is the door to the rest of the procedure, okay?
Yes.
Well, so which section should it have? Well, it should have more or less the same structure as the paper. So what in general we recommend is First, you have a purpose and a motivation in the first sentence. Your motivation or your purpose to write the paper. In which tense are you going to write that? The first sentence of the abstract.
Present tense.
Yes, in the present tense. Very good. Then you contextualize the problem. So you say which the problem is, for example, in the world, that the world needs a vaccine, for example, and why. So this is also general. So you could use a simple present or a simple past, because it could be a fact in the past. Then you write the methods, and the methods are 2-3 sentences. Try to be very concise. And as you are writing about something of your research, which tenses are you going to use?
Past tenses.
Yes, simple past. You could use passive voice, and you could use present perfect if it is something recent. Then you write the results obtained in only 1-2 sentences at the most. Also simple present or simple past. And the conclusions, simple present. And try to make it very attractive. So try to write a conclusion that says why is it important for the reader, for the society. But you always, when you write anything, you always need to keep in mind the reader, okay? Well, now we are going to comment about some mistakes, common mistakes, cases. We are going to speak about the famous boxes that I'm all the time speaking about. For instance, subject-verb agreement. So we have here, I'm going to move you to this part. Okay. For instance, sunlight as a free source of energy and clean agent for several physical and chemical reactions constitutes an increasing interest for both science and technology. So the verb constitutes, although it is very near reactions, refers to sunlight, because you can omit the rest. You can say sunlight constitutes an increase in interest, okay? So this is a typical mistake, because as you have reactions very, very near, maybe you think that it is plural, okay? Another one that is similar is a review of the most promising lightweight materials and significant technology gaps outlines the need for research and development work. And it continues. So again, a review has to do with the verb outlines and not with gaps. Yes? Good. Well, and you have one here that is in the plural that is very obvious. Sorry. Computation and material techniques have also shown, but this is very near, so you don't have problems. All right. The next. Let's complete these paragraphs, these 2 sentences, okay? Who can read it? Leah, for instance, could you read it? I don't know. There is Leah, can you hear me? Who else? Adrián, Daniela, Luciano.
Here, Matilde, hi.
Hello.
Que
Read.
Could you read this sentence, community engagement?
Okay, community engagement. Engagement, okay.
Is it remain or remains?
Okay.
Simple present.
Simple present.
Yes. So is
Okay.
it remain or remains?
Remains.
Okay, very good.
Okay. Remains a crucial aspect for mini-grid operators to ensure that customers.
Okay, that customers see or sees?
Sees.
Customers. Customers is they.
Ah, okay, excuse me, I'm sorry. See, okay.
Okay, go on.
Yes. See the value of the system and the customers are?
Helper, please. Help the others can help. And you say are, no?
Are, okay.
Okay.
Are willing to pay for the service it provide.
It.
Okay, it provides.
It provides.
Provides and trusts.
No, not trusts, because here is a tricky thing, because there is a comma first.
Okay.
And second, let's think what trust refers to. So it says community engagement remains a crucial aspect of the mini grid operators. Grid is a network, okay? Operators, an electricity network. To do what?
Okay.
To ensure that customers see the value of the system and are willing to pay. So the customers
Yes.
are willing to pay for the service it provides. It provides what? Who provides the service? The system.
Customers.
No, the system.
Ah, okay, I'm sorry, I'm very confused.
No, it's all right. It is a confusing sentence.
Okay.
So to ensure that customers see the value of the system and are willing to provide the service it provides, so that the system provides, and trust the mini grid operator. So the customers are the ones that trust.
Okay. Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
No problem. We are here to practice.
Excuse me, one question.
Yes.
In this case, community is plural? Yes.
No.
Okay.
It's not plural. But because in general,
okay.
this is a good question. Because in general, when you have two nouns there, community is a noun, substantivo, no? You know. Community and engagement is also a noun. But community is acting as an adjective. And you don't say beautiful girls. You say beautiful girls. So the adjective in English is always singular. Yes?
Okay, thanks.
Is, for example, the same as electrification plan. You don't say electrifications plan. Rural communities, but rural is not a noun. In general, it's like that. But there are exceptions. In English, you always have an exception. So,
Okay,
like,
thanks.
well, the second one, who can read it, please? Mariano?
I can read.
Okay.
The distribution company must make sure that the mini-grids that are included in the electrification plan, either for isolated rural communities on a permanent basis or as a bridge to a grid connection in the future are implemented.
Okay, are implemented. Why? Because, for instance, in that case, there is a kind of box in the middle that could be between brackets, parentheses, that says either for isolated rural communities on a permanent basis or on a bridge to a grid connection in the future. You can take this out of the sentence. So, which is the subject here? So the distribution company is the subject, okay?
Yes.
Then the verb?
Must make.
Must make. And then you have a box inside the box, the big box, the subject verb predicate, no? That starts with that. So they make sure that something will happen. They make sure that the mini grids, and there is another box inside, that the mini grids that are included in the electrification plan are implemented, okay? So it is referred to what? So which are
mini grids.
Mini grids.
the mini grids? Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Well, here you have, again, subject, verb, predicate. So it's a paragraph with different boxes. In the first case, the first sentence, here you say, upon review of the results, it was determined that something will happen, or happened. Which is the subject?
It.
It, very good. The verb?
Was determined.
Was determined.
Determined, right, and the rest the predicate. Upon review of the results, is it possible to change the order?
Yes.
So it's a kind of sub box, no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Where could you place it?
The final.
At the end, okay. So it
At
was
the end.
determined that the new installation did not pass all the requirements upon review of the results. Good. So try to work a lot. Once you have the main box, that is the subject, verb, predicate, don't follow always, so follow this order, but you can place things at the beginning, for example. This is a technique that is very much used. For example, here you have, however, is something that you add to the sentence. In the third case, you have, based on the literature search and experiments, this is standard something else. So you could also say, this standard provides a basis for improved vehicle fire safety based on the literature research, search, and experiments. Okay? Is it possible?
Yes.
Yes. So this way of starting with this last box at the beginning makes the language more academic, okay? Well, let's see the first sentence. So you said that it was the subject, was determined the verb, and the rest the predicate. Now let's take this box, the ones that we were talking about in the forum. Remember there were 3 cases. So let's see case 2 and 3, that were the ones you had some problems. so if we take the box, inside the box, you have that the new installation did not pass all the requirements. So you have the connector, then you have another subject, and the verb. Why I say another subject? Which two subjects do you have in this previous sentence, no?
It and the new installation.
Very good, exactly. So this is case 3. Remember, we were speaking about case 2 and case 3. Is that right? Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Then let's see another sentence. Coordinated planning is needed to identify investments that satisfy regional needs rather than the needs of each country alone. So again, you have coordinated planning, that is the subject, is needed, the verb, and the rest the predicate. Inside the predicate, you have another box starting with the connector that we have here. After this connector, you have satisfy. You don't have anything. You don't have another subject. So satisfy is referred to investments. So in general, it is referred to the noun that is before the connector. Okay? So if you see the previous sentence, you had 3 elements. You have that, the subject, and the verb. In this case, you have that and the verb. You don't have anything in between. Is it clear?
Yes, it's clear.
So this is case 2, okay? Case 2. Well, now you are going to work a little bit. So here there are some examples. Tell me if they are case 2 or case 3. Number 2, we are going to start with similarly. Who could read it, please?
I can read it.
Okay.
Similarly, independent power production generation doesn't need sophisticated ICT infrastructure and know-how in a country, which is a critical factor for an off-grid pay-as-you-go business.
Right, very good. And so here you have the connector, which is it case 2 or 3?
Case 2.
Case 2, why? So you don't have any subject here. Which is a critical factor. What is a critical factor? Is it related to what?
No, independent power production generation.
Right, okay. So it is very far here. Is the independent power production generation does not need something which is a critical factor, okay? And here you have a comma. So that's why it is indicating that it is referred to the whole, to the main subject. Be careful with the punctuation because 1 comma could change the meaning of the sentence. Okay, in this next case, sorry, under which they operate, just reading this, is this case 2 or 3?
Case 3.
Case 3, why?
Yes.
Because you have they.
Yes.
You have the lack of institutional strength and flaws in the market rules and transmission regulation under which they operate. Who are they?
The lack of institutional strength and flows.
Market rules.
Sorry?
No es the market rule?
No, sorry. It is market rules. Under the rules they operate.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yes.
Market rules.
Good, very good. Here there is another one. It says how the mix of electrification modes in the lowest cost plan strongly depends on something. How the mix of modes depends. Case 2 or 3?
Case 3.
3, because you have something after how. You have another subject there. Good. As you can see, there are different connectors because someone asked me about different connectors. Here you say when the consumer adds prepaid credits is again 3, no? And if we read the sentence, this box in general indicates something. They could indicate manner, place, time, in this case, place. So the consumer is denying energy service if his or her prepaid balance has been used or expired and is given access again when the consumer adds prepaid credit to his or her own account. So that is indicating what? When the consumer adds.
Sorry, I can't understand the difference between the case 2 and 3. Could you rephrase? Could you
Yes.
explain again?
Of
Sorry.
course. Who's speaking? Because I cannot see here. Marcos, okay. The difference is that when you have the connector, you may have the connector, then another subject, for example, in this case, the consumer, and then the verb. You have 3 elements. 1, 2, this consumer, and adds the verb, okay? This is case 3. But, okay. For instance, in this sentence, the third one, it says that does not limit. And you don't have anything after the connector. You see the difference? You have directly the verb. This is a case 2.
Perfect, it's clear. Thank you.
Yes? Is it clear? All right. Yes. Okay, going back to this example, the consumer is denied energy service and is given access again when the consumer adds prepaid credit. So this when is indicating the time, okay? For instance, where is indicating place. Good. How is indicating manner, how they are going to do that. Is it all right?
Yes.
Well, good. Well, we don't have a lot of time, so we are going to go directly to the to infinitive. So I see sometimes when you write the messages that you say something without the to, so directly the verb. No, the to infinitive is the name of the verb and is the verb without any conjugation, okay? So you always When it is not conjugated, you always need a to before. So to reduce risk to all parties and to increase liquidity, it has been proposed to interpose a counterparty, a single counterparty between buyers and sellers. Which is the subject? This here.
It.
It. Okay. So you have this box to reduce risk to all parties and to increase liquidity. Could you change the order?
Yes, we can put it at the end.
We can put it at the end. And what is it expressing? To reduce risk to all parties and to increase liquidity. It has been proposed something. What is it implying? So to do something, it has been proposed something else. What
is the objective of the activity.
The objective, the purpose.
Yeah, the purpose.
So in general, the to infinitive, not always, no, but used in this way is meaning or means purpose.
The two ways is the same.
Sorry?
The two ways is the same to reduce it in the at the start of the sentence or in the end.
The meaning, you mean?
Yes. If I write to reduce risks to all parties and to increase liquidity at the start of the sentence or at the end of the sentences, is the same?
In general, you could move the boxes and the meaning is the same. Sometimes, because of the style, it is a problem of style, because you want to probably to emphasize the idea, as in this case, it is better to write it at the beginning. So in general, it's like that. For example, in this case, it has been proposed to interpose between yes, in this case it's the same. You are not changing the meaning. Okay.
Yes, okay.
We are going to see another case. So they are reluctant to release the control of publicly owned distribution companies. In this case, you cannot change anything because they are reluctant to do something. Okay? So here you cannot move anything. There was one that was with base. For example, here, because of budgetary constraints and the low and unequal financial capacity of the customer base, the electrification plan will include all customers. Okay? So this beginning with because of something could be changed and could be placed here at the end. All right?
Yes.
Can you see that? Which is the subject in this sentence?
The electrification plan.
Good. Will include all customers, but it may not give to all of them the final desired level of access. No? This would be a case 1, because here you have the electrification plan subject will include verb, and then you have a but. This but is the same as and. It's as if you have two boxes but at the same level. So you have You can say the electrification plan will include all customers. Stop. It may not give to all of them the final desired level of access. Stop. You see? In this case, it's subject, verb, predicate, subject, verb, predicate. That was a mistake in the forum. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's clear.
Well, and finally, gerund. Remember that after a preposition, you always have an ing. Okay? So by improving, in establishing, or the gerund could also go at the beginning of the sentence. Well, I don't know if you want to ask me any other question because we have time is up, and Ana Maria wants to say something to you that is very interesting. Any question?
No, it's okay. Thanks.
Okay, well, thank you very much. And Ana Maria Andrada will, your tutor, your technical tutor will be with you speaking about some interesting issues.
Well, I will take a few minutes because what I told to the other groups is that I will publish a document, a hypertext really, with different links to deal with how to build globalized professional profile and how to start the big effort that represents to think about being in the world as a professional. There are some main issues that I will approach in that document. And one of the main issues is how to build a consistent professional background. And the other one is how to be seen in the internet. That is a lot of work being seen in internet, because nowadays we have several powerful platforms like LinkedIn, Contently, the environments to make interactive walls, interactive blogs, and the social networks itself. But if you want to be seen in the internet, you have to take your time, not just for publishing for once and abandon that environment, but upgrade periodically what you are doing, and how to publish it, how to communicate it, because it's so important. It's the same of it's so important to do things that to communicate it, because communication nowadays is a matter of see and being seen, and it becomes a need. When you develop your personal and professional background, for sure there will be a a turning point where you feel that Argentina is not enough for you. You have to feel it. It's not just thinking about it. When you feel it, is that you built a professional background that deserves to expand its horizons. So I will, I'm making a document for you all, and because there is a methodology to be in the world. It's not just going back and forth and maybe make a presentation or publishing now and then. There is a methodology for approaching to a global profile, and I have developed through many years the experience to work in many countries as a consultant and as a professional, and different teaching in US universities, in Canadian universities, teaching in Latin American countries also, but publishing, but working with different research teams, and it's a big effort, as I told you before, and you have to really want to do it, not just think that you have to do it. You have to feel that it deserves the effort to do it. One of the last things I want to say you now is that you have to approach to high-level standards universities and organizations, because when you deal with this kind of places, you will meet very interesting people. You will be in touch with significant materials, with hard rules. Is like Matilde is leading you to build this the different steps to achieve that some presentations or under different formats, short papers, full papers, discussion panels, forums, anyway. But if you try to be in touch with high standards organizations, top level organizations, you will have the opportunity of being in touch with program committees that will return very significant ideas and considerations and that will be very helpful to you. So I will publish multimedia material with examples, with the way to be seen in the internet, with different platforms, with methodology, and I think that maybe through my personal experience and the way me and another people is seeing in the world can be helpful for you And of course, if you need some personal help, I'm here to help you. Thank you all.
Well, thank you, Ana Maria. Thank you, Matilde. If
Thank you, Mariela.
no, it's my
Thanks a lot.
pleasure. Anybody wants to say something, ask some question, or
Comment?
Well,
any comment, of course.
No, it's okay.
continue working hard because this is the last step. So take into account all what we have said.
Okay, okay. Well, thank you to all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.